what is the best investment you can make right now for the biggest return possible, the biggest ROI? Is it crypto? Is it real estate? Is it the S&P? I think you're going to be kind of shocked when I tell you what I strongly believe it is. It's probably not what you're thinking. And my name is Daniel Lanfranchi. Welcome to Brand New Every Day, equipping believers to live an abundant life that God has for them through more purpose, more power, more prosperity. Anyways, coming back from a work trip with dear friend John. Hope you're watching this, John. Love you, buddy. And I had an amazing time. And I don't know, I usually am in my kind of little makeshift home office studio, but I just thought that it would be kind of cool to shoot this now because I had a lot I wanted to share with you. And so I want to start off just talking about a scripture I'm sure you will all know, right? The parable of the talents. I made sure to check this time because I think I shot something. I talked about the parable of talents before, and I think I mixed up the minors and the talents, and I had the amounts wrong. But in the parable of the talents, 5, 2, and 1, right? Master says, I'm going away. Gives one guy 5, another guy 2, another guy 1. Says, hey, I'm going to go away. I'm going to come back. When he comes back, he's like, okay, so what'd you do with my money? The guy that did 5 earned 5 more. The guy that took 2 earned 2 more. And the guy that took 1 did nothing with it. And he's like, you know, I thought this was what you wanted. And the master's like, no way. Like, you should have put it to work. You knew I was a harsh man. You knew how productive I am. You should have done something with what you have. He's like, take the guy who has 1, give it to the one who has 10, and throw that guy out in the cold. So it's pretty hard. And this is Jesus, and Jesus is the master, right? And so the first thing I want to point out is that investing is biblical. We are supposed to invest. We are supposed to be investors, right? The word says you're supposed to be the lender, not the borrower, right? We are supposed to invest the resources, financial and otherwise, that we have. And so there's a lot we could talk about, and there's more than the parable of the talents and the miners. We could talk about all through Psalms, all different things about God blessing the work of our hands, parables about reaping and sowing. Those are all about investing. So, okay, so as believers, we know we're supposed to invest. The question is, what are we supposed to invest in? Should we, hey, crypto. Heard somebody made a lot of money in crypto. Dogcoin, what's up with that? You know, oh, buy the S&P. Hey, I heard, let's short Tesla. Let's do that, you know, and all these different things. But let me tell you where the best return on investment of anything you could possibly do today and invest in. And that is you. You are the best investment you can make. You are where the greatest return on investment will possibly come. And I want to talk about what that looks like, all right? So think about it. If you were in a job, right, and you got promoted and you got a bonus because you're performing and you're doing everything with excellence and the Lord's favors on you and it's great, all the stuff, why would you take that money and then go give it to Apple and have them invest it? Or go, you know, say, hey, I'm going to go bet on Bitcoin or gamble over there. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you put it back in you, right? You're the one who's been productive. You're the one who's made all the money and you're seeing the return. Why would you put it somewhere else? Invest in you. And so I want to talk about what this looks like, especially because I think as believers, a lot of times we feel like guilty or shameful, like, oh, like invest in me. That sounds selfish, or that's no. It's kingdom. God gives you gifts, talents, abilities. You multiply, you sow, it multiplies more, and we get to build the kingdom, bless others, and fulfill God's purpose. So I want to talk about 3 different ways that you can invest in you. So the first one is skills. Back to that example, right? You go to work, you get a big promotion, you get a bonus at the end of the year, and you're like, oh, now I can buy some Tesla stock, or I'll buy some Apple, or whatever it is that you think is the speculative thing that's going to make you a lot of money, and maybe it makes you 5%, 12%, right? The investment that's going to multiply 3, 10, 20, 100-fold is investing in you. So skills. You got a promotion. Great. What are the skills you need to get the next promotion? What are the skills you need to get an even bigger bonus next year? Do you need a coach? Do you need to go to a conference? Do you need to buy a course? Do you need to, get an MBA? Do you need to get an additional certification or additional credentialing, right? Invest in you. Second thing, right? So talk about skills. Second thing, tools and resources. So, for example, in one of the companies I run, I have a general contractor, right? And so he might say, you know what, man, this thing's making me a lot of money. Let me get better tools. Let me get literally physically better tools, right? I'm going to get a better saw, better, impact driver, better this, better that. It's going to allow me to do my job better, higher quality, faster, more efficiently, right? What about you? Maybe you need a new laptop. Maybe you do stuff online and you need a new photo, whatever, camera setup, a new studio setup. That's something I'm going to do when I move to Florida, make myself a really nice little studio so I could do more content more efficiently, better. Invest in me, invest in the thing that I'm doing, right? Tools and resources are another way to invest, and I could come up with more examples of that. And then the third way, right? So we talked about invest in you through skills, invest in you through tools and resources, and invest in you through time. And this is one where I think a lot of believers really stumble because we feel like guilty, like selfish. Like, why would I pay someone to paint my house when I have two perfectly healthy arms that God gave me? Or why would I pay someone to do my cooking? Or why would I pay someone to do this or that? And look, in different stages of your life, you do those things, and that's okay. But as you grow and as you invest, you need to start looking at the arbitrage of your time, meaning that, like, if you know that in your workplace, and again, this is going to sound what you don't hear about in church, right? If you work, and let's say your rate is $100 an hour, okay? $100 an hour is what you earn. Or let's just say 50. Let's even $50 an hour, right? So that's around $100,000 a year. Make $50 an hour. That means when you are dedicating your time to things that you can outsource or have somebody else to do for less than $50 an hour, you are actually losing money. I know that sounds weird, right? If you're doing things that you can outsource for less than what it costs you. Now, there might be things you enjoy, like pushing your kid on the swing or chopping garlic and making a marinara sauce. I love doing that, right? I'm not going to outsource that. But if there are things that you don't enjoy that are sucking up your time, investing in you can look like, wow, if I didn't have to do the laundry, if I didn't have to cut my own grass, whatever it is, I'll do that because now I'm buying myself more time, and I can use that time to read and study and get better at my craft, at my profession, at my expertise, right? That was the other thing I was going to say with number 2, with tools and resources. The other huge resource to invest in, right? And this goes back to props to John, amazing trip, buddy. Relationships, part of those tools and resources. One of the most valuable things you can build, right, alongside your skills is investing in your relationships. And yes, of course, marriage, kids, those are important relationships. I'm talking about now, we're talking about from a business perspective, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a professional person, a technician, whatever it is, but investing in those relationships, right? What does that look like? That means that, hey, you have some extra money, go to the conference, take a trip with work people that will make you sharper, go to a mastermind. You know somebody who's an amazing mentor, drive, take them out to a nice dinner, spend time with them. That's investing in you. And that's just so important. Again, I just want to challenge you to break out of that cycle of thinking that, when we get money, again, the worst part is Christians that sort of like, hey, I have money, but they don't even think they're supposed to invest, because that's not biblical. I think the next, better, but still a misstep is getting those resources and then saying, well, I'm going to take them and invest in something or somebody else rather than investing in you. Now, granted, there's a point in life, and everybody gets there. I'm not there. I'm not close to it, where you have so much income and so many assets where it makes sense to say, I'm going to start having other people put my money to work. But for most people, if you're still in the working part of your life, which I plan to always be personally, invest in you. Invest in you. It's the best investment you can make to fulfill your purpose, your calling, not so that you're self-indulgent, but that you are fruitful, so that you can produce the resources to take care of your friends and family, to take care of your neighbors, to fund the mission, to fund the wells in India and the Bibles in China and all the things that God's putting on your heart. Invest in you. God bless.